The problem we've got in the industry at the moment is the real estate price has gone up over the last 10 years, probably 4 times, even 5 times, 6 times. So the situation with the car price, cars, people might have been paying 20, 25, they've gone up sort of 4 times too. But the furniture industry has come down 4 times. We used to basically get a sideboard, probably $8,000 for a nice mahogany sideboard or something thereabouts because of that. And that was standard price. But the industry now only want to pay $2,000. And the problem is that's forced the whole industry to go offshore into China. China has then sort of got to say to the chapel seat supplier or basically high street supplier or the Sydney supplier, you need to sell 50 of these to put them on a container. So all of a sudden you got the same type produce or product everywhere. So then you sort of say to you, well, why is it so dear? Well, we've sort of pushed our quality out of the industry into the Chinese market. So it's time to bring it back. We need to get Australian people manufacturing again. Now that means, okay, you've got to pay for more for furniture. Yeah, I get that. The interiors, people are going to say, we haven't got that. I understand that. But I remember back in the days in regard to buying houses, the bank managers say, well, you need 10% for interiors or furniture or like. What you need to get your head around is very simply, get out of the bank manager's sort of equation, you need 10% for interior home. If you were to spend $150,000 or $240,000 on $1 million home, you would have a palace. You would have a palace. You don't need 10 million to have a palace. You just need the percentage of equation are around about 15% to 17 to 18%, and you're going to get a magnificent home. So please, when you're buying these homes, and people say bigger and bigger, this is another problem. People go say, oh, it's so much to do the interior, but the size of the homes have doubled, tripled, whatever else. So this is also a problem in interiors. People might say, well, I want a spacious interiors. Yeah, spacious is one thing. Making it homely is another. Homely being the right word for you. But really, the equations, the industry has gone out of balance. We've really got to start thinking about where do we live. No disrespect to Mr. Colorbond. It's not about Colorbond roofing, we're living on top of the house. You live inside. This is where you spend the time. Some people say, oh, you've got to have the bling from the outside. You've got to have the bling to show people. But seriously, is it about where you live internally, or is it about what the neighbours think? Are you living your dream, or are you living your postcode? Are you really got a house where you are comfortable in it and it's your personality, or you're purchasing something so it looks good from the outside on the road? You might say what the value is. Well, if that's where the value is from the road, okay, you're going to live in what you want to live in. I can't really do much about that. But the situation is, let's get away from trying to impress the neighbours and then try and impress somebody with the new car. The interior is where you live. And I'm quite amazed being in the industry of just how much I grew through the industry to get to some of these houses, and there's nothing inside. The dream to me would be have a house that I could afford and have the interior, whatever that interior is for you, comfortable and something that you love. You don't have to apologise to have a nice home. There's nothing luxurious about not having a nice home. It's got to be livable, I understand that, but it still also should be a reflection on your personality. Have fun with it. The kids and the family and all that's more important, but certainly don't lose perspective of the difference between your postcode and your dream. I think we've lost the balance between the cost of the house, the cost of the interior, cost of the furniture. You're blaming what you get for your money, but you've also dragged the industry down as well. It's time now to try and drag the industry back up again. Pay a bit more for your interiors, whether it's with me or with somebody else, but let's just stop bringing in this rubbish and putting in the home. And I can't get my head around spending so much on the external and not having a bit of pride what's internal.